I got to pay bills. I got to pay child support. I got to go to court next week. What I'm supposed to do?
Today we let the employees know at our Emporia, Virginia plywood mill that we are ceasing operations as of today.
I've worked here 3.5 years. It's very unsettling. It's very unsettling because I have 5 young kids at home. It's very heartfelt because I feel bad for the city of Emporia. I really do, because it's going to crush Emporia.
It's gonna cripple this town. You just lost Boar's Head, then lost GP. Ain't gonna be nothing left here.
This a loss for me. And then they shut down Boar's Head. I was just about to start at Boar's Head. They shut Boar's Head down. Now they done shut this place down. What jobs do we have in Emporia?
We want to get these people placed in new jobs as soon as possible. It's very tough for the Emporia area with the Boar's Head plant a while back and now Georgia Pacific, but we're committed to trying to find those people jobs in and around that area and work to bring companies into that area to pick up some of that job loss.
Hello and welcome to another video. Yes, in this video we're going to be talking about layoff. It is a lot of people that is getting laid off right now, different companies, and it's just like a snowball that is coming. It is like 100 companies or more because the tariff situation and also because the economy is going down. A lot of people is not buying extra things. A lot of people is not going to do extra things. I live in Vegas, and now if you go to the Vegas Strip, it's just bad. It is not a whole lot of people. It used to be completely full, but right now it's just like if you go at night, if you go like for example on a Tuesday or on a Thursday, it is only like only half or quarter of the people that used to come to Vegas. So in tourist places like where I live, you can feel the recession in the economy sooner than you can feel it in other places, because when people is scared or spend money or people feel like things are not going well, the first thing that they cut up is vacations. You know, if maybe someone is in their house and then they feel that the economy is going well, that things are going well, and they just decide, you know, let's get a little escape for a weekend, and they go and just book a trip for a weekend. But when you live in a tourist area, you just know the people is not doing those things. The people is not spending like they used to spend. Maybe some people, they already have their trips booked. They already can, but people they just maybe want to like book like a last minute trip is not happening right now, and this is just feeling in all places. Florida is feeling it also the hardest too, and these layoffs, some of them are from Georgia. So stay towards the whole video because it gets really emotional too, and also we're gonna go in detail why these massive layoffs are happening.
So yesterday I was laid off for my job, my very cushy, very nice trucking job, and that's all good. I got 2 interviews. I'm on my way to one right now. They're both better paying jobs. One of them is even closer to my house. But that's actually not what I want to talk about. Yesterday, while I was on that phone call, one of the drivers that was getting laid off, he said, "Hey guys, so you request a 2 weeks notice from us when we're gonna leave. In fact, last year I did give you a 2 weeks notice. I decided to leave, I found a better job, and I put in my 2 weeks, and you guys talked me out of it. You said, no, we're gonna give you a raise," which you did, but I would be in a much better job right now. But you can't be bothered to give us a 2 weeks notice. Hey, you're about to lose your income. We have to give you, a multi-billion-dollar company, 2 weeks to find our replacement, but you can't be bothered to give us the same courtesy. The boss said, this is not a decision leadership makes lightly. And the driver said, that's not what I'm asking you. Then he said, there's not much more I can tell you. I'm sorry things are the way they are. And that was that. Let this be a reminder that you can be as loyal as a dog to a company. And when they decide to let go of you for whatever reason, they're moving on. And there's nothing you can do about that. And also, we're done giving 2 weeks notices. Courtesy is a two-way street, and if I can't expect that from you, don't expect it from me. Have a great one.
Well, second time in a year, almost a year to the day, I got laid off again. Twice in a year. And, what the fuck? What is anyone supposed to do? And they said, because of the economy is crap right now. So, we're gonna lay off a whole bunch of people again. and I already was struggling so hard, actually low-key, to even keep the current roof over my head. And now I have no idea how I'm even going to get through the next few hours. I just don't understand. But yeah, the economy is shit. America is shit right now. I feel like there's a really big plan for them to, tank this so that we have to rely on other things, other people. It's fucking shit. And I'm quite frankly tired of it. I'm tired of my livelihood being in other people's hands. And I have no idea how to fix that, but I'm going to, because this is just wild. And I'm fucking angry more than I am hurt or sad. I'm scared. I have no idea where any of my bills are gonna come from, or the money. I'm more angry than anything because I just cannot even believe I used to be able to get a job like the week later if I got laid off.
Like, wow, we declined other jobs to go here, and it was upsetting, it was disappointing, and to see everybody out there in tears, like they have families.
For decades, the Emporia plywood plant has been a staple here, employing generations of local families. Now it's gone.
A lot of managers move their families down here from miles away, and it costs thousands of dollars to move people to travel.
LaShonda Hinton was responsible for final product inspections on the line. She says even management was left in the dark. I sat down with her to get her side of the story.
So the vice president sent this to the plant manager, and the plant manager just put it on the board, and that's how you guys found out?
Yes, they put it on the board. No, we didn't have any email.
She says they got just 48 hours notice. Some managers only an hour more.
We had a conversation with the managers, like, what's going on? They was out of it too, as if they didn't know anything.
Georgia Pacific claiming the decision came down to, quote, housing affordability challenges, a 30-year low in existing home sales, and that they're reducing production to match demand.
But nearly 100 companies just announced that they are doing massive layoffs. I have a very, very strong feeling this is only the beginning of this. The way that things have been going lately, I have a feeling this is going to be like record-breaking data, even within just the next few months. So Joann's was one, but that's not a surprise because they're closing all of their stores. Walgreens, Intel, FedEx, Neiman Marcus, John Deere, Macy's. Macy's just closed 66 stores, but they're looking to close at least 150 this year. I saw something else about Forever 21 closing their corporate headquarters and laying off hundreds and hundreds of people. Estee Lauder, Starbucks, Kohl's, Walmart all have layoffs in the works. And as we have noticed, the theme of this year is if this doesn't directly affect me, then I don't care. Just because maybe this is not you being laid off, this kind of thing tends to have a snowball effect. So while these companies are laying off people, those people have less spending power. 100 companies laying off hundreds of employees is a lot of money that's not going to be being spent in the economy. If I listed one of your companies, or if you guys are panicking, if you feel like your job might be affected by any of this, or the snowball effect that is likely going to come from this, one of the things that I tell everybody to always do, because the job market is so different than the way that it used to be, a lot of the traditional advice doesn't work anymore, is go into your contacts in your phone, all your contacts on your Facebook, all your contacts on your Instagram, every person that you can reach out to and get in touch with. Humble yourself, send out a message to them, a personal message, something a little heartfelt. Just let them know that you are looking for work, you're looking for anything, you're looking for something to put bread on the table and pay the bills. Most people that I know that have gotten a job within the last couple years, that have been looking for a job for quite some time, 6 months plus to a year, 2 years, they got jobs because of somebody that they know. I'm telling you guys, use this tactic. It absolutely works. And also, don't sit and wait. Start getting your resume out there. Start applying for jobs, because if this comes for you, you want to be ready.
I saw that Intel made a recent announcement that they were doing a RIF, a reduction in force, of about 20% of its workforce. Its workforce is 109,000 people, in-person staff. So that is roughly 21,000 jobs. I also saw that UPS plans to cut about 20,000 employees. I know this is kind of old news, but That's going to be one of the largest in U.S. history. So then I decided to hop over to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics to see where we're standing so far this year. It looks like 1.8 million people were laid off or discharged in February 2025 alone. That brings us to 3.5 million layoffs and discharges in 2025 so far. That's pretty big. So far, just January and February is what the data has been reported. Layoffs and discharges total 3.5 million, and that is 2.7% higher than the same period in 2024. In February 25, that data that I had given, so the 1.5 million, that looks like that stands for about 1.1% of all employed people. That's huge. So when I dig a little bit deeper, the layoff and discharge rate was highest in the professional services industry in February. Second to that was construction, and then information, leisure and hospitality, retail, trade, transportation and utilities, manufacturing, wholesale trade, financial activities, education and health services, mining and logging, and then government. So again, a lot of us think that all of this is happening in the government sector right now, but it's not. It's happening a ton in the private and public sector as well. And so just something to think about. And if you're an employer and you're thinking about doing this, I come alongside organizations and help them determine who should be RIF'd and at what frequency, and make sure that it's set up appropriately so that you're legally protected and then employees that are impacted are taken care of. So reach out. I've got an HR firm, Salt and Light Advisors, and we're happy to help.
Okay, so I got laid off today, and I just want to know, like, when this happens, what do you do? Like my whole week was set up and meal prepped and everything according to, like, around work, and there's no work to go to tomorrow. So like I clocked out today knowing that there's no work. Like, my brain, like, I just need to cut that off. Like, stop thinking about what you have to do, projects that need to be done, reports that need to be ran tomorrow, because they don't. And like, I know tomorrow I'm going to wake up and I'm going to be like, oh, let me walk to my desk and cut on my laptop. And then, like, it's none of that to do. Like, is there an instruction manual? Like, are there steps? Like, if you've been laid off before, what did you do after? Like, do I immediately jump into getting my resume out there? Like, and I was already looking for a new job and having no luck. So, like, but at least I had the backup of my actual job, and now that's gone. So, like, what happens next? You know what? I'm gonna get a burger. I'm gonna go get a hamburger, and yeah, y'all have a good day.
So it's getting crazy out there, guys. Companies are laying off a bunch of people. Layoffs are piling up right now. We saw Intel recently said they're laying off 21,000 people. We know a lot of the big tech companies have been laying off people, and people in different industries are getting laid off right now. And the tariff situation, the trade war between the U.S. and China, is only increasing uncertainty and casting doubts on the guidance of where businesses are going, right? So if businesses can't really forecast as well as they were able to a couple of months ago what their revenue is going to be, what their profits are going to be, you know, if they're seeing, oh crap, we're going to take a hit in profit, oh, we're going to take a hit in this or that, they're going to start laying off more people. People are already getting laid off because of the uncertainty for the future with tariffs, with these businesses. What's going to happen? Will it take a hit to my profits, right? People are already getting laid off. Will it get worse? I don't know. What are your thoughts?
Fucking epic. So China is saying, and I do believe them because, you know, we're dealing with Trump, that Trump has been calling them night and day, trying to get a deal. He's begging for a deal because he knows this country, America, is about to go into the shitter. So what they do is they put him on hold and they play Obama speeches while he's on hold. until he hangs up the phone, you know? I can't even tell you how happy that makes my heart. You know what I mean? He is begging China for a deal right now. He's like, you know, he knows. He fucked up. He knows he fucked up. Once again, he keeps fucking up, man. That's all they do is fuck up. But the fact that China's playing Obama speeches while he's on hold? What? That's the best thing I've ever heard. I mean, you can't tell me that's not the best thing you've ever heard, even if you're a greasy, filthy maggot Nazi. You know what I'm talking about?
Am I the only one that these tariffs are really starting to scare, because most people don't really understand what tariffs are and how they're going to impact them? I was having a conversation with a friend of mine who voted for a specific person, and he didn't understand tariffs at all. And he kept saying, oh, well, they won't affect me because I'm just going to buy American-made products. What he didn't understand, which a lot of people don't, is barely anything is made in America entirely. Homes, for example, a lot of the lumber for homes is imported from Canada. It's not American lumber. Nails, glue, things like that are not produced here. They are imported here and built here. The same with most American products. We produce little to nothing. We are a consumer nation. So even if it says made in America or an American made product, very rarely will you see everything made in America. That just doesn't really happen. And
just tell the American people, though, how long their wallets are going to feel this before things get better.
Yesterday was a great day for our country, and President Trump delivered on a campaign promise that he made to the 80 million American voters who elected him to this highest office, a promise that many presidents before him for decades refused to deliver upon. As for prices and what the American public can expect, they can expect price stability. They can expect to buy American. It's the patriotic thing to do. And most importantly, they can expect their wages to go up. We know that in President Trump's first term, wages went up by $6,500 per person.
This won't be painful at all for American people and consumers, Caroline?
There's not going to be any pain for American-owned companies and American workers because their jobs are going to come back home. And again, as for prices, President Trump is working on tax cuts to put more money back into the pockets of Americans.
Five Guys just asked me if I wanted to tip. Mind you, I just came in and got my own food. How much do you think I paid? Okay, I got a bacon cheeseburger, a strawberry milkshake, and fries, right? A little fry. That's what they call them. A little fry that's all over the bottom of my bag. For $26.07. I could have went to the grocery store. I should have went to the grocery store. I'd have had burgers and fries and milkshakes probably all damn week. And they asked me if I wanted to leave a tip.
The U.S. economy just shrunk for the first time in a long time. Right? And the economy was actually expected to grow by 2.3% in Q1 previously, which is decent, but it actually shrunk by 0.3%. And keep in mind, the tariffs haven't actually fully kicked in yet. The first tariff shipments, they're beginning to arrive now, and shortages are expected. Now, under the hood, economists say the economy looks good, and this is what an otherwise healthy economy looks like. But there's just so much anxiety around the tariffs that it is hurting growth. And when the tariffs actually come into play, which is right about now, the economy, it's expected to really suffer. And this is the dollar's down 10% in Trump's first 100 days, and the market's been struggling because of Trump's tariffs. Though here, we've now seen Trump denying responsibility for the terrible GDP growth and the stock market imploding. With him saying today, this is actually Biden's stock market, not his. With Trump also saying the next quarter's GDP report is also Biden's fault. The one, keep in mind, the market was doing absolutely fine until he started rolling out his tariff plan. And two, funny enough, on January 29th, 2024, before the man was even president, Trump said that the stock market hitting record highs was actually all of his doing, not Biden's, because his polls were so high. So according to Trump, when he is not in office, the stock market goes up and it's because of him, he gets all the glory, but when he's in office and it goes down because of his own dumb policies, it's Biden's fault. Which I'll say, like, if you believe that, I know a Nigerian prince that would love to talk to you. But for now,
Ford, Starbucks, Kohl's, Walmart all have layoffs in the works. And as we have noticed, the theme of this year is if this doesn't directly affect me, then I don't care. Just because maybe this is not you being laid off, this kind of thing tends to have a snowball effect. So while these companies are laying off people, those people have less spending power. 100 companies laying off hundreds of employees, that's a lot of money that's not going to be being spent in the economy. If I listed one of your companies, or if you guys are panicking, if you feel like your job might be affected by any of this, or the snowball effect that is likely going to come from this, one of the things that I tell
layoffs are happening all around us. We are seeing it in the tech sector. We're seeing it with retail. We're even seeing it with the United States government. But it's only spreading.
So I just got laid off from my job. Now what?
That's what most people don't know. Now what? I just lost my job. And whether you were working for a retail store, an insurance company, maybe a hospital or a clinic, or the United States government, what do I do next? The problem is, for many people, they spend months and months and months trying to find their next job. The concern, though, is most people struggle to pay their bills to just make ends meet over that time. But again, like I said, things are actually getting worse. They're not getting better, they're getting worse.
So I got laid off today. Just something I've never experienced in my 32 years of life. I have always had a job. I think I'm still in shock. And I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do next. Which is a really weird but good feeling.
Interesting. It's a weird but good feeling. For some people, being laid off is what they need. Because for many Americans, they don't want to leave a job that they've had for several years. But here's what we're seeing right now. What we're seeing is certain people are getting laid off first. So senior employees or executives, these are the ones that usually have higher salaries. They get laid off first as a result of not just a restructuring, but what many companies are trying to do is lower cost, but to increase productivity. Well, how do you do that? Well, let's say you take somebody, let's say a senior executive that's making, let's say $250,000 a year. You take them and you replace that one person, with let's say 3 or 4 people that do all that person's job.